So I'm going to jump into a really short video about organization. So as I mentioned, um, some of the conversations in the group, I accidentally wiped my patch bank clean. Um, so if you look at how the device is set up, you have the three factory banks, and then um, on the device or whatever, you have three empty ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the empty one over here, and I'm going to probably use Bank D is like will be like my favorites, and then the other ones I'll start doing the patches that I'm creating. So, for example, if I go into D, I already kind of started this. I grabbed a few of the patches that I like, so I'm going to get B112, which is a nice square lead, 111, 112. And I'm just going to drag it up here. And then so on and so forth. So I have kind of a list of patches that I like, and I'm going to drag and drop them. And then eventually, when I get this all set up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back it up this time and have it saved. So I'll probably do like one column that's like all lead stuff. I might have another one that's more instrument sounds. I don't need 16 of those, but like some of the flutes and bassoon and stuff like that, trumpet that I liked. And then I'm going to probably have some, like split or you know, like drone lead combination sounds. That's really the word I want to use, combination for those. And then maybe I'll have some that are chord or rotator patches. And then I'll get that all set up. And then that'll be nice because then if I'm playing, all you have to do is click on it. It sends it to the device, and then that's the patch you're playing. You click on this one, sends it to the device, that's the patch you're playing. So it actually works really nice using the manager to have like a visual access to all of the sounds versus scrolling through the favorites on the unit itself. Not that that doesn't work. That's how I originally grabbed the sounds that I like and was using in the video. But kind of looking at this because I had actually wiped it clean, I started rethinking it, and I was like, really, what I should do is use these other patch banks because I can use them in the manager to go through them without having to scroll back and forth to find the different sounds. They'll all be right here, and you have a nice visual. So that's what I'm going to do. So on the sounds that I'm going to program, I'll probably do something where I take, like this is like a pretty basic solid sound that's really nice. I'll probably go into it, start adjusting the resonance, drive, maybe change the ladder, like switch it to the MS filter, and then I'll save it. Then that's going to be an MS lead patch. Maybe I'll adjust the oscillator to make it an octave apart. Then you have an octave lead. That's kind of what I had before. That was like the MS lead that I did in the one video. It was just basically this patch, with those changes. I don't remember, if I changed anything else. I probably didn't mess with the effects, but that's always something you could do too. Anyway, that's how I'm going to be organizing this, and I just thought I would share it because um, there's a lot of different ways you could do it, because you have the favorites, and you have all these different patch banks. And that's what made sense to me was to basically just create a separate bank that was just my favorite stuff. So it's a kind of a shorter list instead of having to scroll through, the three banks of 128 sounds or whatever it is. Yeah, it's a lot. And there's a lot of good sounds too. So it's the fun part is kind of finding the ones that you like. But that's kind of what I did. I kind of have a list already, and I know which ones and where the location is. So if I want to grab the flute, um, um, you know, C36, the taxi flute sound. Um, then you drop it, and then now I have it over here.